because of these aggressive marketers that are doing these one-off solutions that have no real um, proof that they work long term, I think agents are being conditioned to think that there are these one-off solutions that can instantly get you to 2 to 3, 4 deals per month, and it's just not. It's just not the case. You just gotta do the work. What is up, real estate business builders? Let's dive right in. So, the question is, how do I use AI in my business? And the backdrop to this, and I really want you to commit right now that you're going to watch and you're going to hang in there for this entire training, because it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. We had a member of ours been doing real estate B school coaching. 2013 April is when it started. So at the time of this recording, over 11 years. Thousands of agents have been through our systems. We have identified 6 stages of growth. Stage 1 is 100,000 GCI. Stage 2 is 500,000 GCI. Stage 3 is a million GCI. And then we have 3 stages beyond that. Most agents don't get to 100,000 GCI. So in terms of knowing what works and teaching the things that work, and not just to get the flash in the pan sort of like um, right now result, but the sustainable things that you must do if you're to build a business that allows you to make an unreasonable amount of money in a reasonable amount of time. So that's the backdrop for this. And given that backdrop, we have a program called $1,000,000 Agent Method. And if you want to hear about it, just go to $1,000,000agentmethod.com, jump on a strategy session, which is going to teach you so much about where you are in your business and where you want to go. Highly recommend you go and book in a strategy session. $1,000,000agentmethod.com. The point is, we had a client come in and we have a 90-day program. $1,000,000 Agent Method is a 90-day program where we're going to help you install 4 lead gen levers, each good for a transaction per month. All the lead conversion systems, all the text sequences, how to manage your lead flow, and all of that. All of the sales frameworks, all of the documents and packets and pre-list packets, listing presentations, buyer presentations, all optimized for the new NAR stuff and the settlement and all that. And then even if you want to get leverage around your client care, we have all the showing, like hire a showing agent, hire an admin. How to use Trello at a high level to get out of the details of, admin tasks and whatnot. So we know how to do it. We've been doing it forever. Massive success agents that come in and actually follow the process. And we have 12 lead gen levers. All of them are proven. All of them are working currently in, markets across the country. We don't give you a choice on 2 of the 4 that we help you implement, but the first one is our database touch blueprint. So that's required. There's no way around it. That's a $1,000,000 annual income pillar. If you do that right, over time, it will build into that. So database touch blueprint, then what we call the agent brand authority builder, which is essentially using social media strategically from a business standpoint, not wasting your time on social media, but using it from a business standpoint. And then out of the other 10 lead gen levers, you can choose 2, working with your implementation coach, choose 2 that you can implement. FSBOs, expireds, new construction, open houses, and a whole bunch of other ones that are like proven to work. Hands down, each are good to get you to 1 transaction per month times 4. You'll ramp up to 4 transactions per month. And that's where things get super fun. That's where you can hit in most markets 500,000 GCI. So we had someone come in and kind of getting into our process, and it's highly choreographed, right? They're just not guesswork. We have a certain number of weeks that we work together, and we have to do the things that we know how to do. You just have to. We don't install them on our tech, where it's a done with you, where we come alongside you and we do it on your stuff. So when you're done with the MDAM, you've got everything you need to scale your business to stage 2, which is 500, stage 3, which is a million, And then it gets a little bit more complicated beyond that. But, and we had someone not like what they saw, and not out of like a genuine, you know, they had a gripe about what we did. Their question was, they want to use AI to generate leads, and they don't like any of the 12 lead gen levers that we have. So the reason why this training is, can AI transform your real estate business? And it's a little bait and switch, but with a very, very heartfelt reason behind wanting to drill this point home with you, is that AI cannot transform your real estate business. You can use AI tools to help you in your real estate business, but it will not transform your real estate business. No matter where you are in your journey, if you're under 500,000 GCI annual, your path to financial freedom is not going to come through some AI tool. And this agent, and a lot of agents right now, are looking for like, what's the holy grail AI tool that I could use that's just going to unpack everything for me, and success is imminent because AI is doing all the work. And there are one-off solutions that are not proven, that are being sold into our industry, that we've had members pay, 10, 20, one guy paid like $30,000 for a solution that ultimately wasn't in his business 12 months after he invested in it. Right? It's not sustainable. There is no magic uh, pill that you can take that will have you, financially free and working decent hours. In real estate, that's an AI tool. AI will not transform your business. Could you use it to help with like MLS remarks or social media posts? And there are probably 5 or 6 decent ways to use AI. Um, but there's nothing that you need to worry about. If you're not using AI, there's nothing you need to do along the AI front to be massively successful in your real estate business. Like, that's not the thing you should be worrying about. And the dark side of this thinking, and like, let's go back to this example of this agent coming in and really not trusting our process. Ultimately, this agent had their own idea that AI was going to be somehow magically, and we never promised like any AI whatsoever. They just didn't like the thought of the effort required it's a lot to do in 90 days, but the effort that you put in the 90 days lasts for years and years, 3, 5, 7, 10 years down the road. The things you put in place will still be in your business, even with AI disrupting many industries. I'm confident that the basics of what we teach are going to be in your business for a long, long time to come. So the dark side of this thinking, that there could be, if it's not AI, it's this one-off lead gen solution that is being sold. It's, I see there's a guy I know that's selling well, he went from new construction lead gen, so Facebook ads that drive sellers or buyers looking for new construction, and now he's doing some other multifamily deal, whatever. It's always the next thing. And this person in particular, great guy. I don't know him well, but I've seen him over the years, and nothing, he's teaching different things all the time. And there's not this core sort of approach that is going to give you the kind of business that's just producing commission check after commission check without you stressing about where the next deal is coming from. So the promise and what you should be pushing toward in your real estate business is that your business should be systematically increasing your net worth. You're taking more time off, and you're spending more time doing the things that matter most in your life. So you're with family or you're with your spouse, you're doing the good stuff, right? If you're not in a better position financially, and you're working at less hours, and you have a lot of free time and margin to focus on the things that really matter, you're losing, right? The things that you've been working on over the last 2, 3, 4 years, if you don't have a lot of money to show for it in terms of your net worth, and you don't have a reasonable work week, meaning you're working less than 50 hours a week, um, and you're not showing up the way you want as a husband, as a dad, or, a parent or a spouse, as a friend, you're not taking care of your physical body, emotionally, you're kind of in a bad place, and maybe spiritually, you're not where you want to be spiritually, then you've got to take a different approach. And I would venture to guess that you're not where you are. You're not where you want to be because you've been focusing on the one offs. And in this example of this student of ours, like, just give me some AI tool that's going to do all the work for me. And it wasn't actually quite couched that way, but I know the underlying sentiment of it is that, hey, I've looked through all of your lead gen levers. And even though you have members that are doing all of these in all types of markets and they're all working, if you do the work and you actually install them properly with our help, I get that, but I want to do it all via AI, where I just flip a switch and just the leads come in and they convert themselves and they're signing agency agreements, and I just show up at closing, and it's not quite that dramatic. But I honestly think that agents, because of these aggressive marketers that are doing these one-off solutions that have no real um, proof that they work long term, I think agents are being conditioned to think that there are these one-off solutions that can instantly get you to 2 to 3 4 deals per month, and it's just not the case. I'll give you an example of this, like a one-off tool that, running Facebook ads to a landing page, and then, you know, managing the lead management, lead follow-up, and um, maybe one or two out of 100 agents that use a system like that will get it to work at the very highest level, right? Maybe, right? So you can generate 3, 5, 7 under $10 leads on Facebook with some kind of like funnel system like that. But getting those people that are interested in, let's say it's new construction, getting them to actually meet with you, and the follow-up required, the tech required, the sequences required, it's probably 1 out of 100, maybe at best. And I think their best example, their case study, was at about 1% conversion. So they were spending, like, let's say $6 per lead. One would convert into an actual client. So $600 to acquire a client is not bad at all. But they're not talking about all of the people that have tried that method. And they're like, I don't know what to do with these 100 leads coming in, because I don't want to call them. I don't want to put the infrastructure in place to follow up with them, or whatever. So there's no easy way to be massively successful in real estate. The good news is that if you follow proven systems and you don't squirrel out, and by squirrel out, I mean this, you should have some reminder that if you're focusing a lot of your time on the next best thing, in this example, it was like, hey, I'm AI. AI is going to solve everything. Like, look at me, I'm AI. Follow me. Um, it's just a distraction, right? So don't get distracted by squirrels. There's so many squirrels that you can have in your business. And the other prop I have is this guy. I forget who gave me this. Um, but the contrast here between, in business, there's all these squirrels, AI, like a lead gen system that promises the world and doesn't deliver, all the bold promises, like give me your money and I'll have, all the closings you need. That's the squirrel. If you find yourself going from squirrel to squirrel and you're constantly being distracted, you need to start, like, slowing down and be honest with yourself. This is wisdom, right? Are you applying, you know, a little bit of slowing down to take inventory of what you've been doing, and is it actually working? And so, not a very involved training today, but for some of you, this is going to hit you like a 2x4 right between the eyes. And it's intended to do that. A lot of you are not where you want to be financially. You're working more hours than you should be, and you're not focusing on the real stuff, right? You don't have the bandwidth because you're not making the money that you want, and you're working too many hours. You're not able to show up, relaxed and be present as a a parent or a spouse or a friend or, a sibling, or a son or daughter, right? So you're just not able to do the things you need to do, um, because you're not where you want to be in your business. And so for some of you, there's looking at how you're using this thing, so are you tracking the amount of time you spend on social media? I had a client once. We were going through his calendar, and his calendar was actually set up beautifully. Like it was is our ideal. We have like a specific productivity system, specific time blocking system, and it was like I had him open up his calendar, and it was perfect. And then I said, "So what's the problem?" And we got down to the core of it. Was I had him open up he used an iPhone. I had him open up the time tracking tool in his iPhone. And we found out that he was spending 3.5 hours in the last 7 days on average on Instagram. And he doesn't generate a lot of business online. But I'm like, where do you get that? And this is a guy that was in tears because he had just dipped into the college fund for his daughters. I think he put away, not quite $30,000, but he had to pull out a good chunk of that to live off of because he wasn't doing the things that he needed to do, the proven things. And he was constantly being distracted by social media, and constantly sort of fighting us on what it takes to build a business. And he was looking for the next best thing. So, if that's you and you don't have this consistency and you're not like treating your business like an actual business, uh, you need to do something different. And the great thing about real estate is that there's always opportunity. There still are way too many agents for the amount of sales in most markets. So we're still sort of at that tipping point where there's still way too many agents, but the income has gone down considerably. That will turn where the income comes up and agents will go out and things will right size themselves rather quickly. But you've got to start committing to the core activities on the daily, Monday through Friday, making contact, having conversations with decision making adults. And yes, we have some sexy stuff around lead gen levers and, everything you could possibly need to implement any lead gen lever that suits your personality. We have. It's just not going to be bleeding edge and it's not going to be AI driven. And again, we have 5 or 6 uses for AI, but the backdrop to this training is just, are you focused on this guy, the squirrel, and getting distracted all the time and never building momentum? Or are you consistently looking at your business through the lens of wisdom and knowing that it's consistency and it's systems and it's proven lead gen levers and lead follow up and getting your CRM dialed in as far as the sequences and the autoresponders and we use some chat AI, for once we generate leads and they're looking at homes or, all of that. So all of that they're tools that we use. It's just not the end all be all solution that a lot of agents are looking for. So if you know you need to take a next step in your journey, definitely, definitely, definitely go to $1,000,000agentmethod.com. That's $1,000,000agentmethod.com. And there is no pressure to jump on a strategy session. So jump on there. And if you're not at 100,000 and you want to get to 100 to 250 to 500,000 on your way to maybe even 1 million, you could do it. Build all the systems out in 90 days. That's what $1,000,000 agent method is. So go to $1,000,000agentmethod.com. We'll see you over there. Much love, much respect. Talk to you soon.